Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. My question is, first of all, thank you so much for this really very heavy session given by you. I'm really grateful for you, to you. And there is a sense of urgency in us that we want our good health, a good relationship, money also in life. But there is no sense of urgency because we have just a ritualistic life. So how can we develop that sense of urgency for Krishna, Radha Krishna?
Yeah. Well, I think, as we were saying earlier, let's look at this. There's a purport in I believe it's Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Prabhupada says Mahaprabhu comes in a day of Brahma. So if you do 24 hours of Brahma, well, day and night, because we say day means 24. Prabhupada says it means 12. So we use day as 24 hours. That's 8,640,000,000 years. Mahaprabhu comes once. The Mahaprabhu that gives prema in this Kali Yuga. He comes in other ages, but it's Vaidhi Bhakti. It's worship of Lakshmi Narayan. So he comes once in a day of Brahma. So 8,640,000,000 years is kind of a long time, isn't it? And so Prabhupada says, if you miss this chance, you will have to wait another 8,640,000,000 years. It's like, okay, I think I should get to the front of the line, because that's a long line to be at the end of, right? That's a lot of bodies. That's a lot of suffering. It's interesting that he would even have to try to convince us that in one life you can go back to Godhead in one lifetime. You don't have to wait 8 billion years. Like, why would you have to convince anybody of that? It's like, you have, we were wherever, driving somewhere, and they had all these like high-end cars, like really high-end. We're talking like hundreds of thousands of dollar cars, right? So let's say I owned one of these car dealerships, and I had like lots of Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, what's the other one? Some Bentley was another one. Maserati, yeah. Maserati's more affordable. It's like $200,000, $150,000. And I said, Prabhus, come down to my office and you can choose any car there for $1,000. In today's money, what is that? How many rupees? 80,000? For 80,000 rupees, you could choose any car. And you ask me a question. Say, Prabhu, thank you for that offer, but I'm not feeling the urgency. What could you tell me to be willing to sacrifice my hard-earned 80,000 rupees to get a car that's like 80 crore rupees? I'm like, what kind of question is that? So Prabhupada got that question all the time. That's what Prabhupada was dealing with. So Prabhupada repeatedly would say, I just want to remind you, those are 80 crore cars which you're getting for 80,000 rupees. So I think you should go down there right now, before they're all gone, because once they're gone, you won't have that offer for another 8,640,000,000 years. Let me think about that. That's the problem of being born in Kali Yuga. Like, our brains don't work. So the guru is like, he's looking for the switches and he's trying to turn it. Let's try to turn this switch on. 8,640,000,000 year switch. That didn't seem to work. Okay, let's try this one. In one lifetime, you can go back to Godhead. I don't know, I've got a lot of ambition. Well, let's try this one. Only 16 rounds and 4 principles. Yeah, but that's kind of hard. He's like trying to turn all the switches, and our switches are like, he's like, they're all stuck, right? Isn't it? That's Kali Yuga. So that's the problem of being born in Kali Yuga. The brain is really dusty and dull, and isn't it? And so this is how Prabhupada wanted us to create urgency. Hello, you've been in the material world forever. Forever is a very long time. Yes or no? It's a really long. How long is forever? It's really long. You've been here for a really long time, and you're probably going to live another 50 years or so. And within 50 years, which is like that in eternal time, you could be dancing with Krishna. Hello? Is anybody home? Did anybody hear that? Srila Prabhupada, do we have to chant 16? Can it be 4? This is the response Prabhupada's getting to this. As I was there and I saw it, and I saw Prabhupada always talking about this life, go back to Godhead. You can do it, it's simple, it's easy. Srila Prabhupada, but it's so difficult. It's like, hello, you've been here for millions of lifetimes. You can get out in this lifetime. All you have to do is take 2 hours a day and chant, and like try to chant. And it's not hard to eat prasadam, is it? Gambling's not that much of a problem. Get rid of your tea. You can go back to Godhead and, just, be married. And if you're not married, be celibate. And if you're married, control yourself. And you go, 80,000 rupees. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a toothbrush, but it's not a lot of money for a Maserati. Right? So is 80,000 rupees a lot of money? Not for a mansion. For a little shack, maybe. So when you're saying, but it's so hard, I have to try. But you have to look at what you're getting. You have to look at what you're buying. And all of a sudden you realize, wow, this is not a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's a once in a material existence opportunity. And all I have to pay is 80,000 rupees. This is crazy. This is insane. I would have to be the stupidest person that ever walked the planet to not run down there as fast as I can and buy that car. Right? That's the point Prabhupada's trying to make. And so if we can transpose that onto Krishna consciousness and realize this is a once in material existence opportunity. Am I so stupid that I'm like, but I always wanted to be an actor, and it's like, I just can't give up that desire. And it's so hard, to give up tea, and I really like onions. And we're looking at you and like, did you actually say that? Like, yeah, his brain is not working. We got to get in there and work it, So we throw the shlokas at you, right? I'm not saying you, I'm saying all of us. We throw the shlokas at you, we keep telling you, 8 billion years is a long time to hang around to get, to get this offer, That's how we do it. So we appreciate the rarity of it, and we think, okay, whatever I have to do, this is so rare, what I have to do, I'm just going to do it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hare Krishna. It's not a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a universal existence opportunity. And if there's any definition of stupid, it's this. If I don't take advantage of Lord Chaitanya's mercy, I get the gold medal for stupid. It doesn't get any stupider than that, right? That's how we should think. Yes? And I was thinking, Mahavishnu, coupled with Sadashiva, comes down and he's saying, this is a tough job. These people in Kali Yuga, I don't think I can deal with them. So this really explains the meaning of patita, And so he's thinking only Mahaprabhu can do it. And Mahaprabhu tried to do it as Krishna. And, the Gita did it, it didn't. So he comes with the holy name. And so we have faith that no matter how fallen we are, the holy name can purify us. Because even Mahavishnu himself couldn't do it. He had to have Mahaprabhu come and put the spicing in the holy name of prema in the mood of the Brajbasis for it to work. And so we're in a really good position, right? We may be the lowest and the worst and the stupidest, whatever, but this Maha Mantra, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan, you can be whatever, Jagai and Madai or worse. This Maha Mantra has the potency. And so we should have faith, right? Mahaprabhu has come with this Mahaprabhu's medicine, he can cure people who are dead. This medicine is so potent. Go to the cemetery, give it to people, they'll be dancing out of their graves. We are dead spiritually, right? But we can be dancing with this nectar. And so I think that's a really significant point to meditate on today, you know. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada. So now, the next program is you go to the table and buy all my books. And make sure you buy 10 for all your friends. All right? Hare Krishna. There's a very heavy purport Prabhupada wrote. If you don't get Mahaprabhu's mercy, you may have to wait 8,640,000,000 years to get it again. If that doesn't wake you up, like, I don't know what would, you know, because that's like, you know. My dear devotees, you're in the right place at the right time. And if you take your Krishna consciousness seriously, if you take, okay, this is another problem. I don't know if I talked about this morning, but I think I talked about it in another temple. That a lot of us take our material lives with more intention, devotion, energy, and determination than we take our spiritual lives. That's backwards. Don't you think that's backwards? Like, you know, if I have a choice of being materially successful or going back to Godhead, it should be an easy choice. It's not that you shouldn't be materially successful, but there's something a little strange about being more determined materially than we are spiritually. There's something has to be balanced in our life, because the opportunity to be materially successful comes in every life. The opportunity to go back to Godhead in one life and meet a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada and be born 500 years after Mahaprabhu is extremely rare. So it doesn't make sense to in any way compromise or sacrifice that for material gain. Does it? And so I've noticed, like in America, the Indian community is the wealthiest minority in America. I don't know about Europe, but probably the same. And that means the people who make it to America in many cases are the top students, the top people in India, and they come there. And often I tell them, I say that I know for you to be in America and be gainfully employed, you've got to be pretty determined and pretty controlled, and you know, you must have worked really hard to do this. Why don't you work that hard for Krishna consciousness? They're not working that hard for Krishna. They're working, yeah. So that's something really important. Really, really important. Because Prabhupada would, you know, one time Prabhupada said, and it's quite interesting what Prabhupada said. He said, in every life you've taken from Krishna, every single life, we just take. He said, why don't in this life you give back? Because that'll be something you've never done in the whole time you're in the material world. You never gave back. Why not in this life give back? And then another thing he said, you've had so many lives, you've done so many things, why don't you give this one life to Krishna? And if it doesn't work, you'll get another life. Then you can go back and do whatever you want. So it was kind of, you know, in a sense, like, is he serious? Does he mean, you know? But his point was that it's rare. And what are you giving up? It's just one out of unlimited numbers of lives. Try it and see. Give it to Krishna with enthusiasm. It's really, really unfortunate if we take the Krishna consciousness but we don't take it deeply, because then we don't experience it. And then it becomes really difficult to do it. And I'm sure we've all, from time to time, have had that experience that I'm not tasting the nectar. And when I'm not tasting the nectar, it's very difficult. And really we're making it difficult on ourselves because we're living in a way that we're not able to taste the nectar. Maybe we're not associating well. Maybe we're not reading. Maybe we're not chanting well. Maybe material attachments are controlling us. And then we don't experience the nectar of Krishna consciousness. And then we suffer. And we're causing our own suffering. So I would request you, be kind on yourself. Like, take Krishna consciousness enough that you're satisfied, that you experience the bliss of Krishna consciousness. Take your holy name well enough so that every morning when you chant, it's an amazing experience. That's being kind on yourself, don't you think? You know, some of you may have attended our course on self-care. In my lectures on self-care, I make a statement, and I'm going to make it today, that taking the time and making the effort to chant good rounds, I believe, is the highest form of self-care, the highest form of self-love you can give yourself. Because if you do that, everything good will come from that. And we are the ones that have to do it. We have to actually do it for ourselves. Nobody can do it for you. Your guru can't do it for you. Prabhupada can't do it for you. They can only guide you to what you have to do. And so, what a benevolent form of self-care to take the holy name and chant it properly. You're doing yourself the greatest good. And what can be a greater form of self-harm than shnick, shnick, mom, mom? Think about it. We're harming ourselves, we're depriving ourselves of the strength and the nectar that comes through the holy name. So we have to be our own well-wishers, we have to be our own blessers, we have to bless ourselves. You can bless you always want the blessings of others, you can bless yourself as well. You can bless yourself with properly chanting, right? And so that's the greatest form of self-care, self-love you can give yourself, is take the holy name properly. Yes? Anything else? Anyone else want to share from this morning? Yes?
You were also sharing about the shadow holy name.
Yeah.
That is good.
The shadow holy name.
You were saying that how when we just have when we feel that Maya is too strong, that's because that day in the breakfast we had shadow chanting.
Yeah. We had shadow pakoras for breakfast, and I'm still hungry. You know, you might say, where's this shadow japa? Well, it's there in Shastra, but we have all chanted 16 rounds and felt like we didn't eat anything. We all have that experience, right?